Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines, the British Challenge with me, Pug Gaming. So we're now on to episode 20, but before we get into that, let's go back to the naming challenge. So we've named two, and this is for the small village and service station, and the winner of this naming is Game On with Lakesend. I thought that fit the theme extremely well. So we'll be naming the village area Lakesend, and the services will be Lakesend Services. So I like the way there's a theme here for this area, and there are obviously a lot of lakes, so congratulations Game On. Everyone else, get your thinking caps on, there's still a lot to name, and let me know in the comments below. So let's move on to episode 20. Yes, 20. That's been 20 episodes already of this British Challenge. And as you could see from the last episode, 19, we completed this first housing estate. We added the final touches, which was a little sports area here with a football ground, tennis courts, and a small five-a-side pitch, and a lot of detailing. So that is that part completed, and now I wanted to add, try and fill in this gap here. And one thing I've been waiting to do for quite some time is a construction area. And what I mean by that is this is a big city. There's going to be a lot of construction areas of new buildings going up, buildings being pulled down. So I thought about this area here as the best area for us to begin the construction work. So we'll jump into a short time lapse here just while I get the area set up. I'm going to do a bit of detailing and lay down the foundation, so to speak. I'm also going to do a bit of terraforming just to create a little bit of a hole, I guess, where the foundations will be dug. So we'll catch up shortly. Okay, so that's the foundations down. I went with this really cool sort of blue wooden board around the whole area, and it's something you see very often in the UK. They do board up these areas so no one can get in, make it obviously nice and safe. And they also use that board certainly for the housing estates, to put some sort of images of what the housing areas could look like inside, because obviously you can't see over the top of these rather large and high up boards. Obviously when we're playing City Skylines you can see everything you possibly want to from these angles and these views, but I thought it was a really good addition. And we're going to use now, what we're going to do is jump into a let's play and just do a bit together, a bit of detailing, and see what we can come up with. So the first job is just to find what assets and props we have available. So I'm trying to make it a little bit tidy in the sense of what we're going to put down here. I was going to go with a foundation of all of these concrete blocks you can see here, but I decided against it in the end. I've got another idea which we'll hopefully be able to fulfill shortly. So what I'm doing now is just going to add a few of these. These are the cables for the sort of electricity and stuff like that. Add a few of those around. It's just a case now of finding some props that sort of suit the theme, really. I've downloaded a lot over the many months that I've been playing this game, but knowing what they're called and where to find them is always difficult. So we're going to have a scroll through here, and we'll put this down here. It's one of the electricity trailers. You always see a few of those around to run the generators, to run the equipment. Put one there and one here, and one in this little zone. That will do. So now let's move on to some of the actual vehicles. We'll add a couple of diggers, one over by the cement in this corner, yeah, and another one over here. So it's just creating a scene really is all I'm doing here. I'm going to pop this as close as I can to the sand so it looks like it's actually doing something. There we go. Perfect. A few over here. This little area here I'm thinking will be a little sort of area where at the moment they're just storing some of the materials, some of the vehicles that aren't being used, which looks pretty cool. We'll put the drill over, no, let's put it over in this corner. Perfect. Not too sure how often that will be used in a sort of building site, but we'll put that down here. These are some of the cement pourers, so we'll put a few in a line over here. Excellent. What else we got here? No, that's a roof foundation. We've got a few cranes. We've got a truck here, so that'll be good to put in the corner here by the diggers. One just about to leave over here. We've got a roller. We'll chuck that in reserve over here. This is one of the mini diggers. We'll put those into these sites here, and one over here. Excellent. You'll see I've already put down one crane during the time lapse, so we'll need to add a few more. We've got a little like the dumper trucks, I think they're called, so we'll put one of those in the corner. We've got one of these little sort of shed things. We'll put one of those over here. This can be where they can store some of the materials they're not using, the ones that you want to keep out of reach. And this is my idea I had. So rather than popping down the foundation concrete blocks, because I've gone quite far down in terms of the actual depth I've gone, I'm thinking we're at the stage of adding the pipe works in. So we're going to add a few of the pipes around here, just to create that sort of look that we're a tier below the actual foundations here. We're laying down the pipe work, the electricity work, all of that. So we'll add a few around here. What others have we got here? Got another straight one. Have we got any? What we'll do as well, I'm thinking we'll need a sort of stock area, so I'm going to chuck a few down here by this crane, which is a bit more realistic. Chuck a few down here, so obviously these are the ones they're working towards. Put that, oh, there we go, this is what we want. So we want this one here to go down into the ground. One this side, one this side, perfect. And we'll leave that there. What else have we got? Let's pop that down there. I'm not too sure how many pipes or what pipe works actually look like, to be honest, but we'll go with the flow here. Okay, that's that done. Right, put a few over here as well, a bit of stock as well. Okay, and I think we will do the same in this corner as well. So this is the stock area I was talking about. We're going to put a low down here. Let's fill up this area actually, because we need to put a bit of stock in, don't we? There's obviously going to be a lot of materials being delivered to this site, so we'll do that. What else have we got here? Yeah, that's okay. Probably could do some more pipe, but I think that looks okay for the time being. That doesn't quite suit because we're going down. We don't want something going up. Yeah, we'll leave that alone. Right. What else have we got here then? Getting to the end of the list here. We'll put one of these trucks outside. Yep, that will do there. And one on the roadway. Perfect. This one backing in, putting stuff in. About to go off to deliver the waste, probably going to the recycle centre. And this is one of the road layers, so as you can see from the road I've already detailed it, so that's not been done effectively yet, so that'll still be used, and we'll put one here in reserve. Perfect. Okay, now let's find a bit more to add into this little area here. Got another dumper truck, we can put that over here. Got the sand, a couple of those, and let's put one underneath. No, do we need any more? I think that's enough for those. We've got some more concrete dispensers here. I think there's a better one as well. We'll try and find that shortly. But we just wanted to stock up this area here. Gates, that's a good one actually. We'll put a few gates in here to the entrances. Obviously, like I say, these are all blocked off because people don't want anyone going in, but obviously people need to get in, so we'll add that gate there. I think we need to do the same at the other end as well. Here we go, we'll put one over here, and we got another entrance over there as well. Bang, job done. Alright, that's looking better, a bit more secure now. Okay, so that's that in. We're going to now just jump into a quick time lapse, just whilst I detail a few other little bits off camera, not exciting bits, but just to get this a little bit more compact, I guess. Yeah, catch up in a sec. So I found a cool little way here to create a little bit more of a building site area. So I didn't want it to be all concrete, didn't want it to all be gravel. In my opinion, the gravel looks more like dirt, but anyway, that's all good for myself. So what I've done is I've done a bit of combination here. I added a few bits of the gravel and concrete around the outside, and we're just now filling in the outside bits with a bit more gravel as well. So as you see, it doesn't overlap anything else. It does exactly what I want it to do, just give it a little bit of a dirt border, I guess, which I think looks really good. It does make things a lot more appealing and a lot more realistic. You can see here a little bit clearer the blue little borders around the side, which do look really good. And what we're doing here, as you can see what I've done previously, is we're adding some of the cobblestones into the gravel area just to create a bit more of a foundation, so it looks a little bit more realistic. Rather than just a single tone colour, which doesn't quite look what you expect a building site to look like. So we're adding a few around here, along the sides as well, like that. Just a few scattered around, I think 2 over the top. Okay, perfect. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to jump into one final time lapse, and we're just going to finish off by creating a bit of a foliage area around the outside. I don't want it to be just randomly placed here, this construction site. I want to have a bit of foliage around it. So we're going to jump into a time lapse now, just while I finish these last few bits. So there we have it, a bit of foliage around the outside, and we are pretty much there. So we'll end this episode with just a quick overview to show you what we've done today, and I look forward to any of your feedback, and I'll see you in my next episode. All the best.